Shalom, people of God. Thanks, Lord our God, King of the universe, from whom we receive knowledge. From Matthew 12:38-40. They asked him, "Teacher, show us a sign that you are the Messiah." He answered, "A wicked and adulterous generation asks for a sign. But none will be given it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a huge fish, so the Son of Man will be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth." The story goes back into many years ago, from that time of Jesus. At the time of prophet Jonah, the city of Nineveh was one of the greatest cities of the ancient world. Located in modern-day Iraq, near the city of Mosul, Nineveh stood as the powerful capital of the Assyrian Empire. Its walls were massive, its people numerous, and its influence stretched across many nations. However, despite its greatness, Nineveh was also known for its wickedness. Corruption, violence, and idolatry filled its streets, and their sins had risen before the Lord. One day, God spoke to his prophet Jonah. "Go to Nineveh and preach against it, for their wickedness has come before me." But Jonah did not want to go. He feared the people of Nineveh and perhaps even hated them. Instead of obeying, Jonah fled in the opposite direction. He boarded a ship bound for Tarshish, a distant land far from Nineveh, hoping to escape from God's command. As the ship sailed across the sea, a mighty storm arose. The winds roared, and the waves crashed violently. The sailors, fearing for their lives, cried out to their gods and threw cargo overboard to lighten the ship. But Jonah, knowing he was the cause of the storm, was asleep below deck. The captain found him and said, "How can you sleep? Get up and call upon your God." The sailors cast lots to determine who was responsible for this disaster, and the lot fell on Jonah. "Who are you? Where do you come from?" they asked. Jonah confessed, "I am a Hebrew, and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land." He admitted that he was running from God's command. Terrified, the sailors asked, "What should we do to make the sea calm down?" Jonah told them, "Throw me into the sea, and it will become calm." At first, they tried to row back to shore, but the storm grew worse. Left with no choice, they prayed to Jonah's God for mercy and threw him into the raging sea. Immediately, the storm ceased, and the sailors feared the Lord. But Jonah did not drown. Instead, the Lord had prepared a great fish to swallow him. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah was in the belly of the fish. In his distress, he prayed to God, repenting of his disobedience. God heard his prayer, and the fish vomited Jonah onto dry land. This time, Jonah obeyed. He entered Nineveh, a city so large it took 3 days to walk through. He proclaimed, "In 40 days, Nineveh will be overthrown." The message spread quickly, reaching even the king. The people believed Jonah's words. They declared a fast, put on sackcloth, and repented before God. Even the king stepped down from his throne, covered himself in sackcloth, and issued a decree, "Let no man or beast eat or drink. Let everyone call upon God with urgency and turn from their wicked ways." Who knows? God may yet have mercy on us. Seeing their sincere repentance, God relented. He did not bring the destruction he had threatened. But Jonah was angry. "Lord, I knew this would happen," he complained. "That is why I ran to Tarshish. I knew you are a gracious God, slow to anger and full of mercy." He left the city and sat outside, hoping to see it destroyed. As Jonah waited, God caused a plant to grow over him, giving him shade from the scorching sun. Jonah was happy for the plant. But the next morning, God sent a worm that ate the plant, and it withered. Then, a hot east wind blew, and the sun beat down on Jonah's head. He became faint and wished to die. Then God spoke to Jonah, "You are angry about the plant, though you did not grow it? Should I not have pity on Nineveh, that great city, where more than 120,000 people live, not knowing their right hand from their left?" Jonah's story ends there, leaving us with a powerful lesson: God's mercy is greater than our judgment. He desires repentance rather than destruction, even for those we may think unworthy of His grace. But, during Jesus' time He was asked by the Pharisees, "Lord, show us the sign that you are the real Messiah." But Jesus answered them, "This generation wants a sign, but they shall not receive it except the sign of Jonah." Here he meant 3 days inside the fish stomach, as 3 days he will be in tomb. And on the third day he will rise from dead. Those with ears should hear. And so, the story of Jonah and Nineveh remains a testimony of God's boundless love and His call for us to obey, forgive, and share His message with all people. This teaching will continue on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and ask anything in the comment section. We will get back to you. Freely we have received and freely we give. Shalom.